Most people know that Prince William is a pilot flying the Sea King helicopter. I had a hand in that. All projects I worked on were always done not by an individual, but by a huge team of engineers, each of whom had their own particular part to play, under the guidance of a project engineer who kept the whole project in mind, but wasn't a design engineer himself, and he just said, like in a Cray computer, I'm the master, you're the slave, you do this, you do that, you do the other, come back when you've got your answers and the job's finished. So in the same way, I had my part to play. The Sea King helicopter was unique in that physically it was an unstable aircraft. It was incapable of being flown by a human being. In the history of helicopters and autogyros, there was failure after failure because everybody used a solid rotor. And a solid rotor is basically unstable because when it's whirling round, at 1 minute it is moving forwards, and together with the forward movement of the aircraft, the speed of the air flowing over the blade is high, and then it's moving back so that the speed of the air going over it is now reduced. And that sets up an unstable couple which tries to turn turtle. An engineer by the name of Chieva had a brilliant idea. Instead of having a solid rotor, he had a hinge, and the blades were hinged to the hub. And that meant as the blade was moving forward, the blade moved up, not the whole rotor. And so the aircraft was stable. The blade did the moving on its own without any control whatsoever. With the Sea King helicopter, one of the aims was cheapness. Obviously, a hinge is something that will wear out fairly quickly. And in order to save the cost, they went back to the original idea of a solid rotor. Basically unstable, impossible for a human being to fly. But computers react far quicker than a human being can think. And so, the aircraft is actually not flown by the pilot at all. In effect, he is a programmer, although he doesn't know it. He has a set of normal controls that you get in a helicopter, but instead of these having physical connections to the engine and various gearboxes, they just go to potentiometers which feed signals into a computer which tells the computer what the pilot wants. The computer then decides what to do and how to do it, and it applies the corrections so quick that the human mind can't even follow, let alone grasp what's happening, and the pilot finds it an extremely easy aircraft to fly.